Welcome to Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, with your host, Steve Garrett, lifetime member of the National Corvette Museum, president of the Corvette Club of Kansas City, Missouri, and radio disc jockey at the #1 radio station in Kansas City for over 45 years. Here's Steve Garrett.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, and the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. I appreciate you tuning in. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call them at 833-840-5334. You can listen to Corvette Today on all podcast platforms. You can also listen on your smart device. Just say, "Hey Google," or "Alexa, play the podcast called Corvette Today," and you're connected. And be sure to visit the Corvette Today website. It's CorvetteToday.com. You can access everything there, including the Corvette Today merchandise store. You can also join our Corvette Today Facebook group there as well. Also, make sure you sign up for the Corvette Today emails, notifications, and updates at corvettetoday.ck.page. And be sure to subscribe to our Corvette Today YouTube channel. See all Corvette Today episodes on YouTube as well. And be sure to patronize our flagship sponsors of Corvette Today, MidEngineCorvetteForum.com, the forum that focuses on the new mid-engine C8 Corvette. Meet a lot of fellow Corvette enthusiasts like yourself at MidEngineCorvetteForum.com. Soul Performance Products, developed and manufactured in the United States, the Soul Performance Products exhaust portfolio has been tailored to elevate the experience of the world's most exciting sports cars, including the latest generation of the Corvette. Soul Performance Products at SOULPP.com, the official performance exhaust of Corvette Today. Aerolarri Wheels, a true forged wheel with over 20 unique styles to choose from for your C8 and wide-body versions of the C7, C6, and C5 Corvette. It's an amazing value, starting at only $23.88 for a set of 4 fully forged wheels. And use the promo code CT111 and get $100 off your purchase. Visit aerolarri.com. Ciocca Corvettes. If you're a Corvette enthusiast, and I know you are since you're listening and watching Corvette Today, then you need to know about Ciocca Corvette. They're based in Atlantic City, where you can find over 100 new and pre-owned vets on the lot and inbound. Ciocca also ships Corvettes all over the country, custom ordered to your specifications. They're staffed with experienced pros who can answer all your questions. So don't compromise. Visit CioccaCorvette.com. That's CIOCCA Corvette.com and find out more. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. E5 Wheels. E5 Wheels is a passionate and dedicated wheel company that serves only Corvette. They make spun-forged wheels for your C8, C7, and C6 Corvette. With the best fitment in the industry, E5 Wheels ensures your wheels complement the aesthetics and functionality while optimizing the performance of your Corvette. Visit e5wheels.com or call them at 305-964-7429. If you're ready to finance your next Corvette, Woodside Credit is the go-to place for enthusiasts. With the lowest monthly payments in America and a process designed to make getting behind the wheel quick and easy, it's no surprise Corvettes are one of the most popular vehicles to finance. Visit woodsidecredit.com to estimate your low monthly payment with a quick quote. And be sure to mention Corvette Today as your referral for a special gift when your loan is funded. And a shout out to Canadian Corvette Forum and Corvette Forum, welcoming Corvette enthusiasts from around the world. All right, everybody, it's time to bring you the latest Corvette news and headlines with my buddy Keith Cornett from CorvetteBlogger.com. Keith's with me every other week. We keep you current and up to date on what's happening with America's sports car. Keith, welcome back to the show. It feels like Tampa weather here in Kansas City. It's sunny and 70, buddy, finally.
You know, I love to share our weather with others that are less fortunate than we are usually. If it continues to be like it's been down here, Sebring is just going to be fantastic. You know, we've had 78 degrees and sunny for the last couple of weeks. So let's hope it holds out for Sebring and moves across the country for the other people out there that want to get their Corvettes out of those first drives.
Yeah, I actually got my 70th anniversary Stingray Coupe out a few times already, so I'm really happy and excited about that. I had it covered up and plugged in. Hadn't seen it for a couple months, but I was glad to get it back out.
Yeah, that'd be hard, putting away your friend that long. So glad you're out and driving again.
Yep, absolutely. All right, buddy, let's get going. Let's get a Corvette production update from the Bowling Green Assembly Plant.
Absolutely. So our last count of Corvettes produced for the 2025 model year, we're at 16,191. Really a nice solid number there. That breaks down to 10,057 Stingrays, 4,533 Z06s, and 1,601 E-Rays. So we've actually seen over the last few weeks that Stingray production has dropped just a little bit more. I know we talked about this 1 or 2 weeks ago that we were together, but it's been interesting to kind of watch. So like the week of January 10, there were 443 Stingrays produced during that week. While February 10th, we saw 387, and then the week after that, it was 341. Now, there might have been a snow day in there on that 341 week, but you're definitely seeing less Stingrays being built. That's something there. We're going to talk about that a little bit up here. The other thing that interesting I found was, as for the E-Rays, we finally exceeded last year's total. Last year, they built 1,417, and now we've got the 1,600. So a little over 3,000 E-Rays out there now. Not enough in my count. You guys are really missing out if you're not trying one.
Yeah, I know our friend Jeremy Wellborn had a Z06 and he sold it and got an E-Ray. He likes the E-Ray better than the Z06.
Well, our friend Mike Furman also just traded in his Z06 for an E-Ray as well.
Yeah, it's a trend. There you go. Also, speaking of Bowling Green, Keith, I know that the plant is going to be shut down for a few weeks here and there, aren't they?
Yeah, so again, this goes back to that rumor we had a few weeks back about the Corvette assembly plant possibly undergoing some changes that would help increase their production of wide-body Corvettes. Right now, it's like the focus is on the Stingrays, and we've heard that they can run only so many wide bodies, maybe only back-to-back, or there's got to be some separation there because just things take a little bit longer on them. We've actually heard there might be some reconfiguration, and that looks to be true because the plant announced 4 weeks of closures, not all together. The first closure actually happened last week, and then the next closures are March 17th, the week of March 24th. So there's going to be 2 weeks off there. And then again, May 19th to the 23rd, it'll be closed there. Now, a spokesperson confirmed with Motor One that these pauses are for project improvements and manufacturing updates. So it certainly sounds like some work that's being done on the line. Our only thoughts is that this could only help increase the ability to produce the wide bodies. You know, we've got the Z06, we've got the E-Ray, we've got the ZR1 coming online sometime in second quarter. And then, of course, there's the rumored Grand Sport, which might be coming next year, might be a year after. So it just have to see where that is. But it looks like the trend is happening towards the wide bodies now, and that's where GM wants to put the focus on.
That's good. That's really good. Also, you can now order a Z06 in the UK. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so, Corvette enthusiasts in Great Britain could already get a 2024 Z06, but we believe that this is the first time that they can actually order the car that they want. They don't have to choose from some predetermined specs that make it easier to get those countries first in there. So there's 3 dealers in the country that handle Corvette sales, and the price for the right-hand drive Corvettes in Great Britain start at £179,000, which is about the equivalent of $188,000 US. Pretty steep price there, but it is an export car, and I know that there are some Z06 enthusiasts in Great Britain, UK, that cannot wait to get it.
That's really cool. Also, Corvette was ranked first in J.D. Power's 2025 Vehicle Dependability Study, another accolade for Corvette.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is interesting. Corvette took first place in the premium sport car category in this 36th annual study by J.D. Power. So what they do is they actually measure long-term vehicle reliability based on responses. So they're looking actually at the 2022 model year. They reached out to the 34,175 original owners of that car and did a survey with those. And the study ran in 2024, covered 184 specific problem areas across 9 major vehicle categories like driving assistance, driving experience, exterior, the infotainment system, powertrain, seats, and more. We often hear, it's so unreliable, there's so many transmission problems and such, but is it really? Was there really that many transmission problems, or is it just the fact that we tend to focus on the negatives? And so when somebody goes on Facebook or one of the forums and says, my transmission's bricked, we think that they're all that way, and that's not the case at all. These are owner surveys, and the owners are saying that they had a good experience. We like to hear that, and I think that kind of needs to be made out there so people understand what they're saying.
And you bring up a good point, buddy, because when you see those on the forums, you think, oh gosh, the sky is falling. That's one person out of thousands and thousands of Corvettes, whether it be Stingray, Z06, or E-Ray, right?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, they talked to 34,000 original owners in this survey. They put the responses of those surveys, so that's how they kind of got it.
Yeah. And I was glad to hear this, actually. GM is delaying the ZR1 orders because they're trying to get a source on high wings, which I think is smart.
It was smart, Steve, if they would have done it before the order started.
Right.
This is the first order cycle for the ZR1. It happened a week ago. GM obviously wasn't ready for it because they had no available high wings for the cars. They also didn't have any visible carbon fiber wheels. And, understand this is GM's supercar, Corvette capable of running 233 miles an hour. They told us how important that rear wing and the aerodynamics of a car, it generates 1,200 pounds of downforce.
Right.
And for them to start orders without having any supply of high wings is just unfathomable. And I guess the people inside GM finally figured that out after the order cycle was done, because what happened was order cycle was done last Tuesday. When you submit an order, it went to 3,000, which, is getting ready for sequencing. And then all of a sudden, all these orders started jumping all around, all these different codes, and they all got moved back to 2,000 again. There was a statement, some guy found it and put it up on Corvette Forum that basically said they're working to find these high wings, but no dealer that we talked to got that message. And so dealers had no ideas why their orders are changing and doing that until we started bringing attention to it. Others, like on the Mini Corvette forum, they were all over the story. We actually ended up reaching out to someone close to the matter. And when I say close to the matter, that's GM speak for don't use my name. But we were told that they recognize the enthusiasm for the high wing and that they're making efforts to get them to customers. But there's still no time frame for all this to when it's going to happen. All we know is that when it does, dealers are going to be contacted. It's going to kind of be like another round of constraints where the dealers will then say, oh, I've got X amount of high wings I might be able to get. And then they will be told that they can order those. But again, the problem is exasperated because they're doing this after that order cycle was complete. So basically, if you were on a dealer's list and you said, no, I don't want the car, I don't want this allocation because it doesn't have a high wing, I'll wait. And then somebody skipped over me. What do you do then? Does that person then get the high wing if they want it? What about me? And then what about those customers whose orders didn't want the high wing? Now they're all being held up as well. So it's a big mess. It's a mess of their own making because there's no way they should have moved forward without having a supply of high wings for this car, let alone zero high wings. We're in a holding pattern. Dealers don't know anything. Customers don't know anything. And here we are.
Yep, here we are is exactly right. Well, buddy, let's take our first break. When we come back, it's Corvette racing and Corvette rumors on deck next here on Corvette Today.
We all know that wheels make the car. Wheelcraft's PVD chrome finish in bright chrome or black chrome will take your Corvette to new levels. And it comes with a 5-year warranty. Durability is a defining feature of the Wheelcraft finish. Their PVD chrome is superior to traditional chrome with a finish that is brake dust resistant and cleans effortlessly with soap and water. Wheelcraft offers factory wheel exchange for select C4 through C8 models, or they can apply the PVD finish to your current wheels. No matter what generation you own, Wheelcraft will transform the look of your Corvette. With every Corvette comes a unique story, and Wheelcraft has embraced this idea. When you purchase your new set of wheels, you receive a lifetime membership to the Wheelcraft Pit Crew, granting you access to your own page on Wheelcraft's website, where you can post pictures and tell your Corvette story. Visit our website at wheelcraft.com or call 833-639-4231. Arrive in style with Wheelcraft.
Rev up your ride with the ultimate upgrade. The Radiator Grill Store is your go-to destination for top-notch C8 Corvette Stingray, Z06, and E-Ray accessories. Elevate your style with custom-painted engine bay covers, sleek front splitters, and side skirts that scream sophistication. Keep your C8 protected with premium Radiator Grill screens. Stand out from the crowd at car shows and beyond. Use code CT10 for an exclusive 10% discount off your total purchase at radiatorgrillstore.com. Don't miss out on turning heads. Upgrade your Corvette today.
Hey Corvette lovers, Brian Sarf here from Intellisense Family Office, formerly known as True Wealth & Company. I want to share a personal story today about my Uncle George. He was a lifelong Corvette lover, one of the first members of the Horseless Carriage Club in St. Louis, and a retiree from General Motors. He worked at Bowling Green Assembly for years, and he planned to rebuild Corvettes during his retirement. But his life was cut short by an untimely death at the age of 64. Uncle George and my aunt were smart, college-educated people, but their investment advisor never looked holistically at their wealth plan and didn't ask critical questions about how assets were titled, who the beneficiaries were, or how to take a pension, or if they had a will or trust. When my Uncle George died, my aunt spent the next 26 months in probate court spending thousands of dollars on attorney fees. All of this could have been avoided with a few hours of financial planning and working with the right advisor. This experience drove me into this business. I knew that there had to be a better way, and I vowed to find it. Today, with Intellisense, we do 6 key things for our clients. Help you make smart smart decisions with your money, pay less in taxes, protect your assets, ensure a smooth wealth transfer, magnify charitable gifts, and plan for longevity. Just like maintaining your Corvette, managing your wealth requires attention and expertise. If you're ready to secure your financial future, visit Intellisense.com or reach out to us today at 913-653-8783. I'm Brian Sarf, and I look forward to helping you protect your dream by learning from the lessons from my family. Investment advisory services offered through Intellisense Investment Solutions Incorporated, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
You're enjoying the only current podcast on Corvettes, Corvette Today.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Hey, I know you want your car looking its best, so dress it up with bright chrome or black chrome wheels. Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or do a wheel exchange, and you also get a 5-year warranty. So visit wheelcraft.com today or just give them a call, 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is my buddy, Keith Cornett. He's here every other week. We keep you current and up to date on what's happening with America's sports car. In the second segment, we always cover Corvette racing and Corvette rumors. We got a lot of stuff here, Keith. First of all, Corvette racing is in Qatar for the WEC.
Yeah, we're talking about TF Sport and the two Corvette Z06 GT3Rs that they have. This is the 1812-kilometer race that opens the season for the World Endurance Championship Series. Now, we know that the Corvettes did pretty well in their prologue. They call it the prologue, which is kind of like our roar before the 24 for the IMSA series. So they had a prologue, which was like their first official practices, and then they just had the qualifying, in which case the two Corvettes qualified, I believe, 8th and 11th. Not as great as we wanted. We're waiting to see what they do. Of course, the race is going to be held over the weekend, and we'll have those race results next time we get together. As far as Corvette Racing's next drive in IMSA, that'll happen at the 12 Hours of Sebring on March 15th, so just a couple weeks away from that as well.
That sounds good. Also, this is really cool to see. AWA Racing is going to retire its Rolex 24 GTD winning car. That's the number 13 car. Are they going to replace that car once they retire it?
Yeah, so they had a number 17 car that they were prepping for Le Mans. What they did was they moved that over. They're going to spec that for IMSA, and they've got actually another car coming in that'll be their Le Mans car. They got the Le Mans car because of having a top-rated bronze driver doing well, I think, last season, and that got them into it. Now we've got this car being retired. It's going to be retired in that post-race condition, so you can see how dirty it was. You know, it's a small team, so they're obviously real proud of that effort. They want to keep that car for posterity. Last year, AWA had a really tough going at the beginning of the season, but when you look at the end of the season, they had 4 top 6 finishes. And then, you know, to turn around and win the Rolex 24 right out of the gate for 2025, I'd say things are moving up for AWA Racing and their Z06 GT3Rs.
That's really cool. Let's turn to rumors now, Keith. Is the Zora going to be 1,400 horsepower? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. So our friend Mike Brink over at the Brink of Speed YouTube channel, he found a clip from Doug DeMuro, who's one of the big YouTube reviewers out there. Doug was talking in a podcast about the performance hybrid version of the ZR1, which we've been calling the Zora. If you take the ZR1's 1,064 horsepower and add the E-Ray's 160 horsepower front motor to the car, that's 1,224 horsepower combined. Doug is saying he's hearing up to 1,400 horsepower on the Zora. Might be one of those things. Is he just saying that or not? You know, he's already had access to the ZR1 for a review, and maybe it's possible there were some conversations behind the scenes from those that kind of gave Doug that info, but he talks about it on that podcast with some authority, so it kind of makes you wonder if they're going to be able to get more horsepower out of the Zora version than they do out of the E-Ray version.
Boy, that's a juicy rumor, buddy. That's pretty cool. Also, we've heard that the Rapid Blue and the two-tone blue interior may be going away for 2026. Say it isn't so.
No, I think the word on the street is that Rapid Blue is on its way out. You know, it's been on the car now for 6 model years, but for 2025, it's actually the slowest selling color right now. We did a comparison of all the colors just a month ago, and it was second to last only by Sebring Orange, which got a late start. So once Sebring Orange came on, it's beat Rapid Blue every week of production. We'll see what's happening there, but it looks like Rapid Blue's gone. The other rumor now is that the two-tone blue interior will be gone as well. That interior was only on 3% of all Corvettes built in 2024. It's a level 3 interior color. It looks great, but yet our color palette is changed on the exterior, so maybe they're changing the interior color to match that. Will there be another blue? We're not really sure. We don't even have what the exterior color will be replaced with. We are hearing that these two colors are gone, but nothing that's going to replace them yet. We should have that information soon because, the first order sessions for the 2026s were set for April. So I'm thinking we should be getting a Corvette order guide and some additional information about those 26s coming up pretty shortly.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm really surprised because Rapid Blue, when it came out, it was really hot. It was very popular.
Yeah, it was at least in the top 4, 5, 6 colors for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But, every manufacturer has this color now. And so I think, after a while, your eyes get tired of seeing them. Rick Conti has 2 of them now. He loves the color, would do it again. Our friend John had the blue interior in his cars. It looks great in black and a couple other colors. Hopefully they'll come up with some new ideas and keep refreshing these cars so that it, gives people an opportunity to get something different.
Yeah, I guess the Rapid Blue has run its course along with the two-tone interior. We've seen some ZR1s doing some winter testing in Kentucky, haven't we?
Yeah, so over the last few weeks, we've got engineering teams going all over the place. We've got the 25 ZR1s being tested in northern Michigan. Tons of snow up there. They don't measure snow by inches, they measure it by feet up there. We actually saw some E-Rays as well in the group. So you have to wonder, are they testing the hybrids and the all-wheel drive cars with the ZR1s? Maybe of those been Zora models that they were testing up there. So they had the Zora hybrid and then the E-Ray hybrid together. We really don't know that yet, but it's just something that we see there. But then we also have some pics of the engineering team driving a group of ZR1s south through Kentucky. They stopped at a Cheddar's restaurant and I had a nice little group shot. We also have photos of them on the tail of the Dragon as well. So I actually went and bought some of those photos so we could show them on the website. If you go to CorvetteBlogger, you can see those there.
Nice. That's awesome. I can't believe you bought somebody else's pictures. That's really cool.
That's right.
All right, buddy. Let's take our final break. When we come back, it's the fun side of Corvette on deck next here on Corvette Today.
Are you ready for a better insurance policy without the Corvette tax? With Agreed Value Protection, the value of your collector vehicle will never change. Plus, you'll save money. Get a quick quote at ncminsurance.com.
The National Corvette Restorers Society is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. 50 years of affirming and promoting the preservation and restoration of the Corvette. 50 years as the foremost Corvette collector car organization for building value with its prestigious awards. Have you ever considered joining NCRS? Over 70,000 people have. We're so much more than just the nuts and bolts. The NCRS flight judging program can and often does increase the value of America's sports car by researching and publishing the leading tech manuals and judging guides for the 1953 through 2007 Corvettes, by training the best judges and by hosting local, regional, and national judging events. And when you join, you'll get award-winning magazines like Corvette Restorer and Driveline all throughout the year. Joining is simple and easy. Just go to ncrs.org and sign up. There are NCRS chapters all throughout the U.S. and all around the world. Chances are there's a local chapter near you. So join NCRS today at ncrs.org. We come for the Corvettes. We stay for the friendships made along the way.
When you want to buy a Corvette, or any Chevrolet for that matter, get yours from Hendrick Chevrolet Shawnee Mission, located in Kansas City. Hendrick Chevrolet is the largest Corvette dealership and showroom in the Midwest. With a knowledgeable sales staff and Corvette sales specialists on hand, they'll help you build the Corvette of your dreams, and they ship nationwide. With Corvette certified master mechanics on site and a huge parts department with over 24,000 parts and $2 million in inventory, Hendrick Chevrolet is well equipped to take care of your every need. From sales to service to collision repair, Hendrick Chevrolet has you covered. Visit ChevyUSA.com or call 913-384-1550.
Hi, I'm Mark Falter, host of the Retirement Income Hour podcast and Corvette enthusiast. I know when I bought my Z06, I was thinking 2 things. These cars are fabulous, and wow, are they expensive. Owning a Corvette isn't just about driving fast, it's about living life in the fast lane. But are your finances keeping up? On my podcast, I make wealth management as smooth as your Corvette on the open road. Whether it's planning your retirement, building your investments, or how to get enough income from your retirement to pay for your Corvette vision, I got you covered. Search the Retirement Income Hour podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and let's shift your finances into overdrive. I'll see you on the open road financially and literally.
Investment advisory services offered through Mid-American Wealth Advisory Group, an SEC-registered investment advisory firm.
This is the Corvette Today podcast with Steve Garrett.
Thanks once again for checking out Corvette Today on podcast and YouTube. It's the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Look, I know you want your Corvette looking its best. We can finally get them out. Dress it up with bright chrome or black chrome wheels. Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or do a wheel exchange, and you also get a 5-year warranty. So visit wheelcraft.com today or just give them a call. 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is my pal, Keith Cornett from CorvetteBlogger. If you want a deeper dive into any of the stories that Keith and I cover, you can always go to CorvetteBlogger.com. In this final segment, we cover the lighter side, the fun side of Corvette. Keith, this is kind of interesting. It probably ought to go in the news category, but GM has issued a TSB for 2025 Corvettes. They might need a body control module reprogrammed. What's up with that?
Yeah, so this is a technical service bulletin. What happens is cars come in for service for reasons. After so many cars have come in for the same reason, they say, aha, this is what's going on. So we issue a technical service bulletin. This one is specifically for 2025 Corvettes, and it has to do with the body control module is presenting a diagnostic trouble code, which is causing a check engine light. The owner is probably only seeing the check engine light. When they take it in, if it matches up to the diagnostic code, matches up to the TSB, then the tech realizes, oh, all I have to do is reprogram the body control module and it'll be all set. Again, 2025's only. We don't have any idea how many cars it affects, but when you get a check engine light, you take it to the dealer and they fix it at no charge, as they should.
Easy peasy, I guess, right?
I guess so.
That sounds good. All right. Also, this is kind of weird. With Car and Driver, they had no ZR1 at their lightning lap this year. Why not?
Yeah, so the production of the car just didn't start in time for the ZR1 to be included in Car and Driver's Lightning Lap. They do their testing out at Virginia International Raceway every year, and it's got to be a new production car that's out. You know, obviously, we saw the pre-production cars do their thing with the GM drivers. We're actually going to have to wait till next year before the ZR1 will be available for the Lightning Lap test. We did have another GM vehicle this year. It was the Cadillac CT Vive V Blackwing. Of course, that's powered by the C7 Z06's supercharged LT4 V8. With its refresh, it actually finished 2 seconds faster than the previous model. The 2022 model did the time in 2 minutes, 49 seconds, 0.4, while this new car, the 2025, did it in 2:47. That time actually put it faster than the C8 Corvette Stingray. Bigger engine, you know, that actually puts the power to the pavement and gets the car going. Good to see, but yeah, we're all waiting for the ZR1. So it was kind of anticlimactic this year for us.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure it'll be in next year's Lightning Lap. Also, Keith, if you're a Costco member, you're in luck, my friend, because you can get up to $3,000 in rebates on a Stingray or an E-Ray. That's pretty cool.
That's right. So this is a new incentive. They've done this before. And of course, Costco has an automotive website where you can go and buy your car. You can actually build it out the way you want to and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy.
Wow.
For Costco members who are a Gold Star or a business membership, they can get up to $2,750 off the purchase of a 2024 or 2025 Corvette Stingray or E-Ray. And then those who have the executive membership can get a rebate incentive of up to $3,000 on the purchase of the car. The good news is that these are stackable on top of other discounts and incentives that GM offers. To score these rebates, you want to visit CostcoAuto.com, register to receive your certificate with that unique promotion code, and then you go to your Chevrolet dealership and present that certificate to get your incentive there to count towards your purchase price. It sounds pretty easy, and of course, I'm sure that dealers would love to move some stock, and so if Costco can help do that, then even better.
That's really cool. I'm going to have to go check and see what kind of membership I've got for Costco. That's really slick. Our final story, Keith, and this is really cool. The National Corvette Museum is restoring Zora's only Corvette that he ever owned.
Yeah, it was a 1974 coupe. It was donated to the National Corvette Museum shortly after his death in 1996. And of course, if you've been there, they have this whole nice little section on Zora. His remains and the wife of his Elfie remains are stored there as well. It's a very nice presentation. So he had the car that always sat there. They decided that, now's the time to do some refreshing on it. They're not doing a full-blown restoration. When we think about where it restores it back to new, what they're doing is they're keeping it up to date, just making sure that it's being mechanically cared for, but they're not putting it back to new. Of course, it's got a custom paint job on it. Zora's initials, ZAD, are painted on the doors.
Ooh.
So what they've done is they've got the body off, they've got the engine out of the car, and they're doing that work on it. They said that the project is expected to be completed by August. So those going to the NCM Bash in April will be able to see that latest work on the car. Speaking of the NCM Bash, the Corvette Museum does have registration now open for the event. Go register. We're going to be there. A whole bunch of friends of us are going to be there. It's going to be a little bit different this year with no Kirk and Harlan and maybe some other people, but it's still the Corvette Museum. It's still the Bash. We're going to be there and looking forward to it.
Absolutely right. Well, buddy, thanks for being back on Corvette Today. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Steve, so much. And we see you out on the streets. Throw that hand up and keep waving.
Thanks again for listening and watching Corvette Today. And be sure to tell your family, friends, and other Corvette enthusiasts about the Corvette Today show. And thanks to our sponsors, Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com to learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-639-4231. Soul Performance Products at SOULPP.com, the official performance exhaust of Corvette Today. Sioka Corvette at CIOCCA Corvette.com. E5 Wheels at E5Wheels.com. IntelliSense at IntelliSense.com. Also, Aerolarri Wheels. Get $100 off your purchase with the promo code CT111 at Aerolarri.com. Mark Falter with the Retirement Income Hour podcast. And Hendrick Chevrolet in Kansas City at ChevyUSA.com.
Thanks for checking out Corvette Today on podcast and YouTube. If you'd like to contact Steve with ideas for Corvette Today, you can email him at stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. Garrett has 2 R's and 2 T's. That's stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. Also, sign up for email notifications at corvettetoday.ck.page. Follow Steve and the show on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Threads at Steve Garrett DJ. Thanks again for listening and watching Corvette Today.